Kirsty Young here. So you're growing all these vegetables and you need to preserve them. You hear about blanching. Some vegetables need blanching. Why is that? Blanching helps to preserve the texture and the flavour of the vegetables and stops that brown pigmentation that you could get. Today we're going to blanch beans. I've been picking snap beans and the first of the butter beans are ready. It's a fairly simple process and I'll walk you through it. One of the things you need is a large pot of boiling water. I was lucky enough to find this strainer at one of our op shops, or Goodwill shops if you're in America, which makes my life a lot easier. So I put that in there and let the water come to a boil. It's just starting to simmer now, so I'd better get a move on. If your beans need washing, you wash them first. These are pretty clean. If I find a couple that have a little bit of dirt on them, well, I'll rub that off. It's going into boiling water very shortly, so I'm not too fussed. Then I will cut their tops off. You could tail them, cut their other ends off if you wanted to, but I'm not that fussed. Then cut them into whatever size you want them in your meal. So I cut them about this long. You could do them in halves. That one will be too short. It doesn't matter. It won't affect the cooking time at the other end if you cut them of different sizes. A nice sharp knife will allow you to cut heaps at one time, and it's really, you're only governed by the size of your knife then. I'm actually going a little longer this time. Last year I grew butter beans, but was disappointed to find that they were really quite fibrous and tough and not much good for eating raw. They really needed to be cooked. Or you could have shelled them and just kept the bean seeds. So this year I grew these, Mr. Fothergill's Dwarf Bean Brown Beauty. Without really realising what was going on, they were getting to this size, and again, not really good for eating, a little bit fibrous, not as much as the butter beans. But this morning I tried just eating one this size and it's perfect, just what I wanted. Great eating raw for salads or whatever. But these will go into my steamer basket as well. The water is nearly boiling, so I need to get myself quickly organised for the next step. I'm filling the sink with cold water, and I have added ice pack size bricks, whatever you want to call them. The water needs to be as cold as possible because you need to chill the vegetables as quickly as possible to stop the cooking process. The water is now boiling, time to put the vegetables in. They go in for 60 seconds and no longer. After 60 seconds I will pull this out and plunge it straight into the ice bath to stop the cooking process, as I said. Can I fit all these in? I'll soon find out. And timer at the ready. Try not to burn myself in the process. So they've all gone in. They're underwater. That's what I need. They went in at about 5 seconds past on a escaped one. So that has gone off the boil straight away because I put the vegetables in, but that's okay, it's still only 60 seconds. They are greener. I'll get some of the tails and tops. Look at that difference, how bright green it's gone. And the yellow one's yellower. We don't want to overflow the sink. Anyway, continuing the cooling down process. They have cooled down significantly. In fact, that water is below blood temperature. So I'm happy with that. Next step. Onto the draining board. Let them drain a little. Then they're going to go into their container. You could even help the process by putting them into another colander if you have one. Just let that water out. I can tip these into here to help with the draining process. There you go. Right, now into the container. This is the container I had earmarked, but it might not be big enough. That's okay, we'll have 2 containers. There weren't enough beans to fill the second container, but that's okay. If I blanch more later, I can just top that up. Take it out of the freezer, top it up. And into the freezer they go. I'll put them separately, which will help them freeze down that much quicker. Job done.